Cool. Hello and welcome to Unlearn the Bull. Today's going to be an interesting one. We have how many guests? 1, 2, 3. But I'm going to let them introduce themselves. I'll start with the. Should I honor ladies? I have to be politically correct here. I'll start with the ladies. The friend of the show. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. It's Sandra, and I'm glad to be here. That's basically it for me.
She's back like she never left.
Back like I never left.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Okay, and
Hey everyone.
we have a new guest today. I hope you will agree to disagree. Welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everyone. My name is Sisa and I am here and ready to shake this table.
Damn it. It's gonna be crazy. All right, and then my brother from another mother. We know you, so it's fine. You can still introduce yourself.
To all the newcomers, welcome. This is where we do what we do. Sisa, welcome. Sandra, I heard you the last time you were on fire. So see the new fire in town.
We came to switch off the fire.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe it's gonna burn even worse.
We came with the fire extinguisher.
What's gonna happen?
All right, welcome, Allan.
Thanks, man.
All right, cool. So let's get straight into it. You guys don't know the topic today.
No, we don't. That's a surprise.
Yeah, that's the good thing. You don't have to know the topic, and we discuss a few things. Some of it is backed by facts. Some of it is opinions. And feel free to express yourselves. Just because we don't agree doesn't mean we dislike each other. It's okay to agree to disagree. But
Never mind.
I think it's important for us to have these conversations where we get to hear things from different perspectives and different people, different genders. Because in most cases, I used to have most of my episodes with guys, and I think it would sound biased to always hear what the guys have to say. So it's nice to have the ladies, and they can share their opinions too. Yes, baby girl. Welcome to the show as well.
She's up.
Yeah, welcome, baby girl. Yeah. So I think I'll start by I think a simple question for everyone. I'll start with I know the answers, but I think for the sake of the show, relationship status. I'll start with Allan. Complicated.
Is that only the statement? This relationship status.
Yeah, would you like? I just want for the people who are listening to understand. Are they getting their opinions from someone who's single, from someone who's married, from someone who's in a situationship? It's complicated.
I'm married to one of the speakers. It's simple. Married.
Nah, easy. All right, I'll go to one of the speakers, Sandra. Single.
I'm married to one of the speakers.
Which one? The right speaker or the left speaker? I'm trying to listen. Which one?
I'm just joking. I'm married. Me and Allan are husband and wife.
Shout out to you guys. And then we have
married.
Our new guest, Sisa. It's complicated.
We are very single. We are very single.
All right, awesome. That's
I think
that's
no room for ambiguity here.
That's a great panel, to hear it from different opinions, those who are in relationships, because it's going to cover relationships and just, social stuff. So my first question is, pay attention, please.
Okay.
There's this movement, right? I'm going to say the movement later before it triggers you guys. I want you to hear what I have to say first. I don't really know what it stands for,
Okay.
but there are times where I've taken offense and times where I feel like I understand where it's coming from. But I want to find out if it's doing more good than bad, in your opinion. Like, do you think it's doing more good? Just that movement is just a hashtag. It doesn't explain anything further. And it's the men are trash. Okay.
Okay. Sisa, do you want to start?
You see, even Anala is backing me up. The baby agrees that
Yeah,
this
she
movement,
already knows what's up.
she knows what's up. I think it is an amazing
Yeah.
movement.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if anything, I think the men are trash movement. I think for the men who are willing to hear and understand where it's coming from has been instrumental and pivotal in also confronting toxic masculinity for what it is in our society, whether it is in the workspace or when it comes to aspects of GBV. I think men are trash is easily one of the best things that could have happened to us. Yeah,
Jay.
that's my thought. Yes,
Jay.
100%.
Best thing.
All right.
Best
That's,
thing.
you're entitled. You're entitled to that,
Best
to your
thing.
opinion. Let's take it
Yes,
to
Allan first.
Okay.
let's take it to Sandra.
Yo,
What do you think?
best thing.
Okay. I think that men are trash. You get people who say, but not all men are trash. So, and before they do that, they list all the good things they've done for women and things that they've done to in their lives. And I'll give you this analogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
You tend to think that all mosquitoes bite, but not all mosquitoes bite, right?
Yeah.
But when you're killing mosquitoes,
All of them.
you kill mosquitoes. You don't check, yeah, you don't check the gender of the mosquito before killing it because it threatens your peaceful night's sleep. So not all sharks again attack humans, but as soon as their flag goes up on the beach, you get out of the water. Not all lions kill humans, but you don't go jogging around Kruger National Park because you might get beaten. I think that's the same analogy behind men are trash, in the fact that we're not particularly picking on 6 men in a community or a society who have killed and violated women, but by virtue of you being that gender, you are then covered under that same umbrella. In the same manner, I have just now talked about mosquitoes, lions, and whatever. You just kill mosquitoes because they threaten your peace. I think that that's a similar analogy with the men are trash movement or with the men are trash hashtag.
I see. Okay. I'm writing down some notes. It's fine. Alan, what's your take?
Men are trash. Has that movement actually helped anything, or it actually worsened and make those bitter individuals to ascertain a certain stance in society? Because yes, there is a specific percentage of men that are violating women. Then does it automatically mean then you have to blame every single one? We need to look at the actual problems. What's causing this woman violation and so forth. Look, I'm not prone women abuse, but what I'm more concerned about is by dealing with the issue in an umbrella context does not help the problem.
Yeah.
So by terming men as trash is not solving the problem. It is just making an umbrella term and saying, "Yo, oh men are trash, men are trash." There we go. Are we dealing with the situation with the problem? No, we're just putting a term there because now not everyone else has the hashtag me like the two ladies are saying. literally check that as all men are trash, and then they end up applying the wrong principles in that whole situation. Men are trash because if you go out there and say join, some people are just following just because they hashtag, and that's what my problem is. If we have to do hashtags, let's deal with the problem, but not try
No,
to solve situations.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I have a few questions for
I,
the
I,
ladies.
I don't, I don't. Can I just
Okay.
quickly say
Okay, you can.
something?
You
Yeah?
can. You can.
I don't think I think it's important because we cannot say people are now just jumping on a hashtag or whatever. I think it's important to have hashtags like this because it highlights the problems that we actually have in society, right? It zooms into the problem, and once we zoom into the problem, then we can get to addressing it, right? If we don't have hashtags like this, then chances are there are certain issues that might be ignored and there are certain issues that will not be taken as seriously. But because of hashtags like this hashtags like men are trash, me too, and whatnot, you get that there's a level of attention that these social issues are now getting that they wouldn't have otherwise gotten, right? And another thing is that you also get men who are like, no, like I had said earlier, men who are like, no, but not all men are trash and whatnot. The reason why men say that is because they cannot comprehend the level of threat that a, a regular woman is under, right? Like, I'll give you an example. It's 5:47
100%.
in SA right now, right? And I would love to go and jog. But you know what's my first thought before I go? No,
Yeah.
it's not even the fact that what am I going to wear or it's going to rain. It's the fact that I need to think of the route that I'm going to use because if I use a specific route, I might get attacked. That's my first thought, and that's a certain
Exactly.
advantage that you have as a man that I wouldn't otherwise have because I'm a female, right? When I'm gonna speak on behalf of Sisa. She's single right now. Let's say she then decides to start dating. She has to be careful. One of the things that come into her mind when she goes on dates is that what is this person going to do to me? I need to carry something to
100%.
protect myself just in case. I need to give my friends the location just in. And this is a fact, right? And as a man, you
Yeah.
never get to think about things like that. And and
Mm-hmm.
and 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 when you're at work, when you go to the bathroom, right, you have to be conscious about who's looking at me. Why are they looking at me like
Exactly.
that? Are they going to be a potential stalker? And as a man, you never get to worry about things like that. And who's doing
Mm-hmm.
these things?
Okay.
Who's doing
Men.
these things? These are the men that we work with, men that we live with in our society, men who are our friends and our families. So when we say men are trash, we're not just going to pick on men who have been accused to be trash because it could be anyone.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
All
You
right.
get
And
you get last week I was talking to my father. I was talking to my father and we're talking about a man who had been accused of sexually assaulting a 2-year-old.
Yep.
And then I mean, how do you justify things like that?
All right.
I think
Let me just chip in
mhm,
for a second. I completely understand where you guys are coming from. It's understandable and it's justified. But I think it comes from more of an emotional way of dealing with things because from the same stats that you're talking about, do you understand that in 2017, 20,336 people were killed, like murder? And from the 20,000 that were killed, 16,421 were men who were killed. And only 3,000 were females.
But then you also need to take into
No,
account
no,
things
no, no.
like
The thing is,
lifestyle,
no, the thing is, I was saying, you
personality
were
traits.
saying it's more difficult for you to get out and, go for a jog. That's not true because it's actually men who are dying more from these crimes compared to women. If it comes to just
But
general murders and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, we know that the people who are committing the crimes mostly are men. But the people who are also protecting the same women from these crimes, mostly they are men too.
okay, I would also just like to jump in here. And I think there needs to be context applied to this because if we're going to talk about stats, then let's go for it. Because a 2019 study in South Africa revealed that a woman is murdered every 3 hours in this country.
What about a
In a
man?
group of 5 women, I haven't finished, Oliver.
Okay.
So in a group of 5 women, 1 in 5 will always attest to the fact that, you know what, um, I've experienced sexual assault. So when we talk about how men are trash, we're not we're not going out of our way to assault the good guys. But I think Men Are Trash also looks at how men in general are also beneficiaries of a system that has been designed to see the best of them and to see them thrive, where women have to literally kick and fight for everything that we have. And I'm talking about it even from a construct where, in the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
if I am working as well, I also have to consider how I dress at work, because if I'm too demure, I'm not presentable. If I've put on makeup, then whose husband am I trying to steal? Or does that then mean that my CEO or my boss is now then entitled to my body because I decided to put on this makeup for myself? And these are situations that men themselves never have to encounter within the workplace by virtue of the fact that social hierarchies and constructs are designed simply for men to benefit. So, and this for me is a situation where I find it weird how men consistently want to take offense and say, but men are dying or whatever. Women have been dying for years and years and years, and we've been silent about it. And it's only within the past 100 to 200 years where women have taken the offensive and said that enough is enough, because we don't want to just be recognized as fragile females who should be protected, but we also want to be recognized as human beings who deserve respect, who deserve the same wage structures, who deserve a chance to be able to go out jogging and not have to worry about what's going to happen to me as well. I mean, for instance, I'm single. If I go on dates, let me tell you something. I have to send my location to multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a concern that no man ever has to worry about. I'm not the biggest person in the world. So I know that if I go on a date, it needs to be in a public space where this man can't pick me up and throw me into his boots. And I always have to be 100% sure of the fact that when I leave my date, this man is not taking me home because God forbid he knows where I live and he comes into my house when I'm sleeping. And that's a concern that men never have to think about. And when you say that the majority of these men who are murdered, the majority of these people who are murdered are men, let's also think about the world in which we live as well. In the fact that we have police violence as well, we have political unrest, we have social unrest. So my thing is that applying all of these other external influences? Because let's face facts, generally your lifestyle as a man, no matter the fact, is always going to be comparably greater than mine as a woman by virtue of every single eventuality that I have to consider in my life.
Okay.
That said, we also need to look at the reasons why men die more than females.
No, 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 no. My
100%.
point
Because
was my point was
because
not about.
yeah.
My point was you said it's you are scared to go out and jog, right? That's a feeling because you feel like something might happen to you, and I'm actually saying from the data it shows that it's actually happening more to men. They are the ones who are actually losing their lives more to these murders and stuff like that. So my point was not to
But
say all these things that you're painting out do not happen in the workplaces and stuff like that. I wasn't trying to
I need to
rebut
know
that.
that these murders that you stipulated are coming
I
from
mean,
what data and what context is this applied in?
and
Are you talking about murders in general?
exactly.
Yeah,
Are you talking about gun violence?
in general, murders in general.
Is this globally? Is this
No, no, no. That's
in
South Africa.
Asia?
2017, 2018.
So the stats that I came with
Let me.
are based on a 2019 to 2020
But you
study.
didn't give me the stats for men. I gave you stats for. You just gave me stats for women who are killed, like the whole femicide thing. But I was saying in general, people who are murdered, mostly they are men. And my other question was, when the people who protect
But
women the most,
let's
right? For
explore
example, right
that.
now, Allan and Mima are married. If someone breaks into the house, the person who's gonna put his life most likely on the line is the man because he's trying to protect his family. That's what I'm trying to say.
I hear you, but I think we need to explore that men die more than women. That's a fact, right? But we also need to look at you said about 20,000, right? Or say there was a data set which was given, which it now said in a group of 20,000 deaths, of those 20,000, 16,000 something
Yeah.
were men. I don't quite recall the numbers, and
Yeah.
3,000 and something were females. But we also need to look at why those deaths are occurring. Because if you take that 3,000 that you had now mentioned, you'll find that maybe over half of those 3,000 deaths were women dying at the hands of men.
No,
And
almost the
then you take
majority
the
of them is men. Most of the majority
16,000,
of them is
you'll find
men.
that these are men dying at the hands of
No,
dying because of
no, I'm
life
saying
choices.
no
These are
murder.
men dying
No,
because
I'm saying murder, not just dying. Murder, like people are being killed.
generally.
Yeah, people are being
Okay.
killed. The killer,
Okay.
obviously, we all know in majority of the most of the cases it's men. I'm not disputing that because they are more capable of doing that. Because number one, the way they show aggression is through violence. Like those are biological facts. We might try and dispute them, but we show aggression differently. And I've seen that the biggest problem comes from the fact that most females they make judgments based on how they see things as females from a female lens, which is fine. But then from the other side, they don't get to understand the how it is. It's like remember when we were talking that males and females they show aggression differently, like very different. Men they use violence to show aggression. That's why if men they don't agree on talks and everything, it gets into a violent fight. But then women manipulation, uh, verbal abuse, which society is made to seem like it's nothing. You have to take it. Like they don't understand the impact that it might have on certain people. You know, because it's more mental. You can't really touch and say this person has been hit here. This person has been because if it's verbal and manipulation and whatever, emotional abuse, you can't really point it out.
Look, Sisa, you've been mentioning very important points, and you are rightfully right. If there's a term like that, you're rightfully right because that's how ladies feel. That is how you view the world. That is how it has been made. And I'm not trying to justify, oh, gee, as men, this is how we feel. You are right.
Yeah.
This is how female feels currently. You are totally right. But let's look at the facts. Ne? If Memo mentioned, oh, gee, it's past 5. She's scared to go to
That's a
train.
feeling.
Not only a female, even myself, I'm scared to go outside this particular time because the dangers that I'm found out there, they're not necessarily targeted on a female. They're targeted on someone that is jogging at this particular time. So it has nothing to do with gender. It is about the
Crime.
human being safety and crime. So that is crime coming into the picture.
And it's easier to attack
So
a female because in terms of their strength and stuff like that, it's easier to attack a female because
Yes.
them fighting back might not be. But it's not simply because I hate women, but it's an easier opportunity for a guy who's a criminal to say, I'm going to attack a woman because chances of her fighting back are very, very limited. And I also heard you saying in the workplace and stuff like that. I feel like, I know that women they make rules for different guys. If it's a guy that you like that comes at you in a sexual way, you're going to like it and you're going to say that's fine, you know. So women, they make rules for the guys that they don't like, and they break rules for the guys that they like. I don't know if that makes sense. That if a guy that you've been eyeing at work comes at you and says, "Oh, you look good today," you will be like, "Yeah, thank you." And he says, "Let me take you out on a date." You're fine with it. But the guy that you don't like, you will be quick to go to HR and report him and say, you know, harassment, sexual harassment.
Sisa, what you're saying, what you mentioned earlier, it's very difficult to try and justify and say this and that, because if your crush comes to you and spank you in the working environment, at some point you're okay with it. But if a cleaner that don't even like come and spank you, it's a different ball case. Then it comes back to consent and all the other things. It's very worrying, because the way of approaching women is different. Oh, Oliver, I think we talking on our own here.
Really?
Damn
it.
There's some technical errors now.
Sorry about that.
Hey guys.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
You know, that platform is trash. It's trash.
The platform is trash.
I'm going to withdraw my subscription. You know, $20 a month is a lot of money.
Yo, that's a lot.
Yeah, but we have to do it. I don't know where we got cut off, but I know I say something and then Allan said something, so I'm going to say what I said and then Allan will
because
will
it was just me and sis. I left.
So
yeah.
All right. So you guys can hear, right?
Yes.
All right. So here's the thing. Let's rewind. Okay. I completely understand what the ladies are saying, and it's justified. It's, you know, and I respect it. However, there are questions that I have, further questions, for me to probably understand how these things work. Because, Sisa, you mentioned something about at work that, you know, sometimes you don't feel comfortable. I feel like women, they make rules for the guys that they don't like, and they break rules for the guys that they like. Because a guy that you like will come to you at work, you don't see it as sexual harassment because you like him. But a guy that you don't like, no, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Like,
Context, please. Oh, context.
no,
please.
for example, a guy that you actually can't wait for him to approach you because you also have something that you feel about him. He comes to you and says, "Yo, you look nice today. I like your dress." He's flirting with you, right?
Hello?
Yeah,
Okay.
He's flirting with you compared to the guy that you don't like that you don't have any feelings for. That guy that you don't have any feelings for.
I don't agree with this, not one bit.
Maybe you're just an exception, but in most cases.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do not agree with this in one bit.
Okay, why do you say you don't agree with it?
Do you know, I think it's very easy for men to say that, because let me tell you something. A woman will never decline a compliment from someone, but the manner in which the compliment is then applied is the issue. Because if you are going to tell me, Sisa, you look beautiful today, that's perfect. Thank you very much, sir, for saying to me that I look beautiful. But now, if you are now then going to say, you look beautiful today, and then also now proceed to undress me with your eyes, then we've got a problem. Because clearly, now your compliment is not just, I look pretty. You have now made it more sexually suggestive in your complimenting me. And there's a difference.
But
a compliment can come from any man, but the manner in which it is applied is the difference. Your approach is what counts.
Okay.
No woman has an issue with a compliment.
Okay. I think I would agree to disagree, because if you look at some of the relationships, they actually start at work. Like some of the relationships they
Sisa,
start off at work. I understand you might not have experienced it, but some of the relationship people they say we started dating at work, and
look,
oh, go ahead.
there's a problem here.
Oh, I just
Where
remembered what I wanted to say. Here's the thing, guys, you need to understand one
Yeah.
thing. In the relationship world or in the sexual world, guys, when they look at girls, they don't look at them as trees or anything. They definitely sexualize them. That's why they approach them. That's why they want to be with them. Because the way guys see females compared to the way females see men, two different things. Most men they see women as sex objects, and most females they see men as success objects. And that is something that's a fact. It's out there. That's why most girls, when they want to be with someone, they want to know how much money you make, and if you can take care of them, can you provide for them? Because they see men as success objects. When men are looking for a person to be with, they look at attraction, like how beautiful is she, how does she look, because just that, all these social constructs that we're coming up with, they do not they they do not how do I put it? I think I've said this to Memo before, but social constructs and biological effects will always win because it's hardly wired. Like we can tell men that you don't have to sexualize us, but they just won't tell you that that's how they see it. But exactly, that's how they feel. That's what they see. It is a reality because at one end you're saying, a guy is supposed to approach me. I'm not supposed to approach a guy because I'm the one who's supposed to be approached. And then they approach you. There are like certain rules that they're supposed to be met, but so guys should just stop approaching women and say, we surrender. They don't want to be with us.
No, I think also at the same time, you're not accounting for the manner in which men approach women. That's the thing.
But the thing is, the way they approach, is it the way they approach or the fact that they are approaching?
No, it's the manner in which they approach. It's the manner in which they approach.
I'll tell you another reason, right? If there's even a law that has been passed in that if you continuously ask someone out and they say no, that's sexual harassment. I think that's what we're talking about, right?
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with people being interested in each other because most of these relationships start at work because we spend most of our lives at work, right? So people who engage in relationships, they'll engage in whatever activities they want to because you get to know these people and you get to see that I like this person and I don't like this person, right? So that's one. Two, you can approach someone and say, listen, I'd like to be in a relationship with you, right? And if they say no, and you continuously ask them out, then that becomes sexual harassment. So in the manner in which they approach, that's one. Two, there's also issues like catcalling and,
guys,
you can name them.
Listen.
That relate to that. And the third thing that I also want to say is what you talked about in the fact that if you like someone, then it's not sexual harassment. I don't think that's the case. Sexual harassment is not subjective.
No, I'm saying you don't report it because you like it.
Guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Hello?
Yeah.
What? No.
Can I say something?
Sexual harassment is not subjective.
Can I say something? Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Can I ask you, these two ladies, if you guys ask someone out, do you know there's no prescription or to ask a lady out?
That was going to ask the same thing.
Every lady has a different way that they accept in terms of ask them out. So there's no way I will know how Sisa wants to behave when I'm asking out. It's a finder thing. I have to try to see what is that's working for her. But now, with the way that things are going, you don't know how to ask any girl out. Because this one doesn't want this.
Yeah.
You try this, doesn't work. You try that one, doesn't work. The problem is you want to be asked out the way that you want, and we don't know which one works for who. So, for instance, I work with this girl. I like her. I go and say, look, this is what I have. I have feelings for you. Then she says no. That particular lady wants to be pursued so many other times before she says yes. I tried the same thing to a different one. No, that's sexual harassment. Yes, that's sexual harassment. So look, guys, I understand you guys, you feel threatened about so many things, but you also need to understand that you are not the same, and you don't like the same things, and we don't know who and who when you go out there. It's like when you're going out looking for a girl. You go out there, you see this girl, like, oh, I like this girl. You approach. That girl will perceive your approach as being harassment. How do I then approach a girl? Because the way things are going right now, you don't know what to do when you approach a girl. If you do this in harassment, if you do that, it's harassment. Because you guys, you want to sensitize every single thing. As much as there's victims of these things, we're not disputing that.
That's true.
But as men, we don't know how to approach a lady now. You go on social media, you try to do a inbox harassing me. You go there in person, you try to do this harassment.
If they don't like you, you're
how do you
harassing
want?
them.
Yes. If I'm falling part, I'm falling in a small percentage of men that are not attractive to this particular woman. I can't get them, because then if I try to do this, you're harassing me, I stop. I go to the next one. This is a trend. This guy's been doing this to me. Then now I'm being reported as being as someone that's harassing people. But genuinely, I am looking for a girlfriend, because I don't know. You want to prescribe how to ask a girl out. There's a prescription now. I must go with the tick. Okay, I see Sisa. Hello, Sisa. Hi. Sisa doesn't like the hello. My hello sounds very, very manipulative. How? It's like when I'm just a different example. When I am with my wife and she says I love you, I say I love you. Then she says, your love you does not sound so genuine. How
Yeah,
do
but
I
if
know
it
all of these
doesn't,
things?
if it doesn't,
You see, this is the things that you ladies want to prescribe to us to say, I must say, I love you. It must sound a certain way. But that is not how it feels to me. So you want to prescribe the way we behave. And we can't have all the prescriptions of all the ladies in the world. Just because you don't appreciate the way I've asked you out, now it's called an harassment. There is guys out there that are harassing people.
Yeah,
And
it
that are
it,
actually
it,
doing
it,
that.
it it kind of kills the whole
There
purpose of
is.
actual sexual harassment, because even, I can take it a step further. In other countries, they're now trying to pass laws where even consent, if you are having sex with a girl, you have to ask for permission to touch everywhere. Like, if you want to take off your clothes, can I take off your clothes? She has to say yes. She can't nod her head or anything. She has to say yes. And then you take off the clothes. And then you say, can I now kiss you? She has to say yes. For everything that you do, you need to ask for permission. Like, it actually kills the whole reason why intimacy is something that's important in a relationship.
no. But then we also need, I guess, the next question would be, I think Sisa would agree with me here. How did we get to that point where anything and everything can easily be harassment? How did we get to that point where even when you're trying to be intimate with someone, it's almost, the moment is almost being killed because you continuously need to ask for consent? Why are those laws now being passed? I'll answer. I'll tell you
I
why.
think,
The reason
no, I
why
just
those
want
laws
to
are,
add one thing to what you're saying. The thing
okay,
is,
Ed.
with a lot of intimate partner violence that happens, it happens with men that these women know.
Familiar people.
It's not some stranger that you met on the street. But proceed, Memo.
Yeah. So my whole thing is, the reason why there is now blurred lines as to, okay, this is how you ask a person out. This is how you, is because you do get like it takes us back to how you started this discussion when you had now mentioned why is it you say that all men are trash, right? Because out of those men, you do get men who continuously perpetuate, who will now stalk a person, who will now, even if this woman has said no, right? Yes, I agree with Allan when he says that women are different. Like, it's not
Hard to
a
get.
what. No, it's not a all for one for all type of thing. One size fits all, right? You need to be particular in how you deal with each one, because we're different in the way that we relate to different things is also different, right? So now, but the reason why everything is now deemed as sexual harassment, or if you do this, it can easily be sexual harassment. It's because men have been perpetuating these behaviors towards women are those gunshots?
Sorry, it's me going down the stairs. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, it's okay.
I'm like, what is happening?
Are you running away from men?
Yes, multiple.
Yeah. So you do. By God gave it to me. So you do get men. I mean, it's because men have been. Sisa, how are you walking down those stairs? Honestly,
Hey, she's running.
Sorry, my stairs like literally make so much noise, you guys. I'm
oh my God! Gunshots. Because I'm like, what's happening? When you live in Claremont, why is anyone shooting anyone? Anyways,
Hey, it's not safe there.
guns everywhere.
Yeah. So I was saying the reason why this happens is because men have been perpetuating sexually aggressive behavior towards women for so long, to a point where the law is now saying that whatever you do that has not been reciprocated accordingly can easily be deemed as sexual harassment.
All right. So would you guys rather not have us approach you and just leave you to do whatever you guys want to do? Is that what you're saying? It's better that way?
No.
We're saying approach us with respect.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
But there's still a risk, because I don't know that if the way that I'm going to approach you is going to be something that you are acceptable to you, or it's not acceptable to you. So it's better for me to just say, you know what? Let me go to the strip club. Let me do what I have to do and do my thing. Because at the end of the day, if I try to approach a lady, it's not going to work, because there's a risk that I might actually go to prison. Because some women, women will say...
It's the manner in which men approach.
But the thing
I think sometimes
what is that manner? What is that manner, if I may ask? How are men supposed to approach?
Repetitive.
If you don't know me, your first inclination is not to touch me when you don't know me.
No, that
you don't
I
touch
agree.
someone that you don't know.
I'm with you with that. But the thing is,
if you say hello to me, and I decline,
don't say
and
hello
exactly,
back.
And then you consistently follow me to elicit some kind of action from me, that's harassment.
Ish.
Yeah, if I don't reciprocate, no, let me tell you something. And I feel like men also need to learn to understand. If I do not reciprocate the first time, it's not on you to now then decide to convince me otherwise.
Ish.
Let it go. It ends there. If I did not reciprocate the first time, it's not up to you to convince me otherwise that, hey, listen, let me change my mind.
But for some people it has worked, and they're together right now, and it's working. There are people where they tried.
But those people are part of the problem. Let me say this.
No,
to
but
be
I'm
honest,
saying, because...
Let's be fair.
No.
Those women
how do you impress someone? Because sometimes someone might judge you based on their assumptions, and you're just trying to prove yourself that, no, get to know me better. This is who I am. This is what I bring to the table, and stuff like that. So if you're saying,
look,
I think it's actually better for men to just stay by themselves and not, give you guys problems, because I think you guys don't understand what it takes. No, not even just harass. Just stay away from women and just go and drink and barbecue.
So we can now be safe and not worry about our safety
being
on
killed
a 24/7 basis,
or being raped,
or being
on a date,
or being set on fire, or being unnecessarily necklaced, or being given a date rape drug, or being trafficked by men to another country.
And being and working as a sex slave.
Okay, so if we say men are trash based on a number of men who are doing certain things, would it be fair for us to...
It's not a number of men.
Okay, what percentage?
It's a majority.
What percentage? Come on, what do you mean majority? Majority of men. What number? What's the number? If you say majority, what's the number? Like, I think it's not fair for people to just say majority simply because they feel like everyone is talking about it.
No, it's not, because the
Because
thing
I
is,
can give you a number.
sometimes
I
when we
can give
think,
you a number of some of the things that women do.
no, but before we get to the things that women do, let's say this. I think to be fair, I think Sisa would also agree with me where this is concerned, right? The problem in this entire thing is also the women who say no when they mean yes, or who say yes when they mean no.
100%
I think that adds
agree
to
with
the
that.
problem.
So women are
or when
trash
they're
too.
like no, and then they give.
Oliver,
No one said that.
But you're saying they're also the problem. They're also contributing to
No,
this.
was saying was saying that it affects the entire issue.
Oh, so they are
that
right
we're
for
talking
doing that. Are
about
you
right
saying?
now. It I literally said they're the problem.
Then why are they
That's
not
what I
trash?
said.
Look, guys, the problem is with what the problem that we have now. We want to give terms to everything. This one, there's a term for every single thing. You're mentioning that there is girls that say
Part of
no
the
when they
problem.
mean yes. That are part of the problem. But remember, you guys are different. You are unique. You are different in your own rights. They are unique in that sense in that particular way. That's what they want to do. One, two. You mentioned Uguchi, Sisa, Uguchi. When you meet someone that says hello, you ignore and they say hello again, and then you see ignore. But remember, these two people are strangers. The first time that I'll meet someone, you are obviously act weird. I don't know. So I'm trying to say, look, I come in peace. I'm not coming here in trying to cause any harm. This is me. I come in peace. But because when now you have certain experiences, you have pre-knowledge of what have happened before. I don't know that. But me, I come in peace. Just because I am coming in peace and I'm trying to create a conversation now, and when now you're thinking something else, you run away, then I'm already being tempted. Oh, this guy is stalking me. But have you even given me a chance to hear what am I trying to say? No, I'm not interested. I'm going. But then a few years down the line or 2 days down the line, you meet me again. You're not even gonna consider to look at me. This is a stalker. But you don't even know. You never gave me a chance to actually listen. What is it I want to talk about?
But the thing
Now,
is,
I was in a very safe environment. I was not in a dodgy area. I was trying to create a conversation because I like this girl, and this girl is already, because she has pre-knowledge of these men are trash. Just because I have too much beard, but I'm well dressed in a safe environment. He looks sneaky. Phew, you run away. Maybe
Let
I
me
was the
give you an
potential
example.
guy.
Can I say this? I'll give you a story just to relate to what Allan is, not to relate, just to respond to what Allan is saying. In that, the reason why, I'll give you a reason why girls, women become so jumpy when men are trying to make contact with them, whether they know them or not. Right? It's various instances, but I'll give two. You, Allan and Sisa, you remember this. I think even you, Oliver, last year, there was an issue of a woman who was murdered by her neighbor in her house, and she was only found after 7 days. Her neighbor murdered her for no apparent reason, right? And then you get the issue of and this is a stranger. And then you get an issue, Sister knows this story, where this girl was coming from work and then she was attacked by, I think, 6 or 7 men. They raped her, and then immediately after they had finished raping her, they threw her underwear and they were like, today's your pant, right? So if you are a victim of such vile, brutal actions, what? How are you not going to be on guard if a strange man comes to you and says hello?
So it's based on feelings.
It's not based on feelings.
No, I
It's
mean like
based on
they feel.
facts and
No, I mean like
reality and
they feel like if
experience.
they no. But my question is they feel like if they go out, there's a chance that something will happen to them. That's what I'm asking.
No, there is something will happen.
It's
Okay.
based on experience. Oliver, can I tell you something?
What do you say to this girl?
Ladies,
Get
I feel like
any group of
no. I'm not disputing what you
get
guys are
any
saying.
group of women
I
together.
think
Yes, and I feel like I also need to reiterate Memo's point.
okay.
Reiterate, my friend.
Get any group of women together. Any group of women together, whether you know them, whether there is any familial connection or any connection via friendship, work, whatever experience, get any group of women together. I can guarantee you now that not one will be able to say that I have not encountered any form of male harassment or violence in my life. Not one can tell you that.
But by that you mean which type
As
of?
much, and I'll speak from my own experience. I have encountered harassment and violence from men, not just strangers, but people I know very, very well. And so for you to say that women are basing this on feelings, I think it's a very ill-informed decision by virtue of the fact that each woman bases these these as these assertions on experience, and not even just on experience, but by the fact that at some point or another we are fully aware of the fact that no matter how many precautions we take, at some point or another, there is always going to be someone who's going to try something.
Yeah.
True.
Can I just
I
clarify
hear you.
something?
Yeah?
Can I just clarify something? I'm not disputing that
Okay.
most of the perpetrators of killing people, raping women, probably 90, 100%, let's just say 100%, it's men. I'm not disputing that. Is it right? Very, very wrong. It's not right. What I'm trying to understand is, are we guys saying that the majority of men are the perpetrators of sexual harassment and raping women? Is that what we are saying?
Yes.
The
Yes.
majority of men, more than 50% of men,
Yes.
are
Yes.
Yes.
based on what?
Oliver, just wait 2 seconds. Understand one thing. You guys, when you say the majority of men are perpetrators, what is it then? What is it that you want from men? Because one, you want a partner, and you have these prescriptions that you guys have. How I need to approach you, where I need to approach you, how I need to dress when I approach you, how I need to talk to you, how I need to sound, how I need to touch you. This is when in a relationship, how I need to do this. Every single step, there's a prescription.
Exactly. And
Now, as adults as we are, as much as we can argue about the facts and so forth, we need to move forward. Now, as adults as we are, how are we teaching our young men to ask girls out? And how then are we teach our girls to how do you teach our girls to behave, or in terms of this prescription that we have?
yeah,
Because from what I'm gathering now, you're just saying
all men are
then
trash.
there's no males and females.
Yeah,
That's clearly what
we can't.
I'm
We
getting out of
can't. We
this.
can't be
There should be no
together.
contact.
Yeah, we can't be. And I have another
Yes,
question.
because now,
My question is to the ladies.
yeah,
Of all the men that you know personally, like your father, your brother, are any of them perpetrators of the thing that you guys are talking about?
Yes. Yes.
The majority of
Yes.
them are the perpetrators of the thing that you're saying. The majority of the men
Let
that
me
are
tell
in your life, like your father, your brothers, your cousins, and stuff like that, they are the perpetrators of the same crime
Yes.
that you guys are talking about.
Yes, I can 100% say it with my chest, because let me tell you something. At the end of the day, when we talk about GBV, I think also as people we need to also be very comfortable in calling out GBV, even if it is a parent, even if it is a sibling, even if it is a stepfather, even if it is a caregiver, because at the end of the day, GBV and violence against women will always be exactly that, GBV and violence against women. It is not sanitized by virtue of a familial connection. That's never a fact. They are family members that are cut off by virtue of having known that this is something that they have done to a stranger, to even a family connection.
I'm
By
asking,
virtue
is it
of
the
the fact that this
majority?
person,
Is it the majority of the family members that you're talking about?
I can safely say more than 50%.
Of
Yes.
your family members are like that?
I think you know what, Oliver? I think
the question that you pose.
No,
is,
because I'm speaking
more-
about, because the men that you're trying to say is more than 50% are the people. It's an assumption. It's an opinion. It's not a fact because there's no stats to back that up. That's why I'm trying to figure out from the men that you know in your life. Are you also saying that more than 50% of them are culprits?
So are you telling me that you don't know a big chunk of men within your life that are not perpetrators?
No, I'm talking about because remember, ladies, you were saying majority of men more than 50%, and it's an assumption, and it's a dangerous assumption because if we don't have
No, it's not.
facts to back that
It's
up,
not a dangerous assumption.
let me tell you why I'm
Do
saying
you
it's a
not have
dangerous. Let me
do
tell you
you
why
not
it's
have members in your family that are perpetrators of GBV
not majority, not majority. That I can guarantee you, it's not the majority of.
that you know of?
Yeah,
That
exactly.
you know
But
of.
that's the thing. It's a sample, right? It's a sample of the people that I know because I can't be talking about the things that I don't know and say, more than 50% of men are like this. Yet, from what I know, the people that I know, not more than 50% are perpetrators of that. And when we still stay in that same lane of gender-based violence, it seems as if when we say gender-based violence, what comes to your mind is men abusing women. We forget that women also do the same thing. And like I said before, if you see, you're actually laughing because you find it very funny. Because if right now,
She's coughing.
yeah, I thought maybe, okay, sorry about that.
Abe.
But
Oh, no.
right now, if Allan is to be assaulted by Sandra, people will laugh at him and be like, "Are you crazy? Why a woman who's gonna hit you?" It'll be looked at as if it's something that's very funny. And I think we seem to, like I was saying before, social constructs, they don't adhere to biological facts. We are different. That's one thing that I've realized, that men and women, we do not want to accept that we are different. The way we show aggression, it's completely different. In as much as we might not want to accept that that is the reality, we want to base everything on feelings and emotions. We are different. The way women show aggression, because they know, at the end of the day, they know that in terms of strength, physical strength, they are the weaker. So they have other means of showing aggression, which is manipulation, verbal abuse. They are good at that. But the thing is, with things like that, you can't really point them out and say, she's abusing me, because it's not tangible. Unlike violence, it's tangible. I'm not saying violence is good. It's terrible. Men shouldn't do it. But the same way men are made to account for bad behavior, women are supposed to also account for bad behavior. And it's not just violence. I can give you a fact that from 30%, there's a 30% gender paternity fraud, which is committed by women. They will tell a man, this is your child, when it's not their child. Why don't we call women on that? Why don't we call them out for that? Because if a man is raising a child until a child is more than 18 years as his, and then he finds out later on that that's not his child, why don't we as men now say women are trash? Because that crime is only perpetrated by women.
So to me, bye. What happened? Let's go. Okay. Hello?
I think, look, I hear what you're saying, right? Let me say this. I hear what you're saying, and it's a valid point in the fact that there is paternity fraud and all of those statistics, and there's reasons to that in the fact that, like, that just like you were saying that there's a difference in the previous discussion, you were saying that there's difference in when you were saying that there's certain things that men do that are just generally not good.
Yeah.
But because they can do it, they do it.
Yeah.
I think the same principle also applies here in the fact that there's certain things that women do that are generally not good, but because they can do it and it works for them, then they do it.
No,
right?
I'm not fighting that.
But
I'm not fighting that.
Yes,
it's the terminology that I'm saying that then how will you guys feel if you are being categorized in the same category with other women who commit that crime, who subject men to paternity fraud, and we now start saying women are trash because this is what women have been doing to men? How is that going to make you feel as a woman? Because you know that you don't do it.
But if my gender is doing it, it's unfortunate society that we live in. I mean, there's a lot of imbalance. I mean, there's a lot of imbalances where a lot of these social constructs are concerned, and a lot of biases towards different genders. And in this case, it just so happens to be men are trash, and you just have to take it and move
No,
on,
but that's
right?
what I'm
And
saying.
there's other
Oh,
Will
things
it be
that are
justified
biased
for
towards
me to say
women.
women are trash? Is it justified simply because of the paternity fraud that they commit? 30%, based on the ones who have been
Think about
tested.
it's not a lot, but okay.
You see, that's the other
10%
problem
is
that I
not
have with women. When it comes to accountability, they don't want to account.
Okay.
We have to punish
Let me
bad
just
behavior, whether
say,
it's men or it's
no,
women.
wait. Let me tell you something. If it's one thing that I've seen is that in terms of women are trash in that respect, 100% I would agree. Because I will not lie and say that women don't drop the ball, because we do, 100%. 100% I get that. But also at the end of the day, in terms of the level of accountability as well, let's face facts. There's 30% versus one in three women having to deal with issues of sexual assaults
But that
or
sexual assault is
gender-based violence.
also like what we're saying. We don't know how we're supposed to approach. It's not like it's 30% of men who are touching your butt. It's just even sometimes the talking. You're saying he keeps asking me out. We don't really know what is sexual assault, because
So
traditional ways of courting a
How do you
girl.
mean?
what do you
How do
mean
you
you don't know
mean
what
we don't know
sexual
what sexual
assault is?
assault
No,
is?
I'm saying
okay.
it has been
What is
it has
meaning
been
is
broadened to the point where even asking a girl out more than once, it's now called sexual assault. That's why I'm saying it's
But
easier
if
for.
she's vehemently saying no, this is my thing. I think men also need to understand. When we say no, I'm saying no for the fact that I don't want.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't continue
Don't.
asking me out when I
I'm
have said
saying
no,
no.
but in hopes
Yeah,
of trying to
no.
change my mind.
Okay.
It's not on you to decide
Also,
that.
it
Let me
depends.
convince her
It all
otherwise.
depends on the
I've
person.
said
So
no.
the rule is not it. The person who asks you out, it depends on whether you like them or you don't like them. If you like them, then it's fine. If you don't like them, then
If
No,
I like you,
no,
and if I like you, you will
I would
know the
tell
first
you.
time you
Yeah,
speak
you will
to
know.
me. If I want
Also,
to entertain you, you will know the first time you speak to me.
mhm.
You don't have to
also
now then go and persistently pursue me when I
when
don't
I
want it six or
yeah.
seven times to the point that you make me feel insecure about my safety. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that we don't know how to
Sisa,
approach, because there are so
Sisa,
many couples who say, he tried so many times until I gave him a chance, and they are
look,
happy.
No, but that is wrong.
but
That's what
no,
was
But
said.
how is
That
it
is
wrong
wrong.
when they are
wait.
happy?
Can I say something, guy? Because Sisa,
Because then it perpetuates problems on women who actually don't want to be pursued various times, and then men
So
start to
this,
think that no, eventually she's gonna say yes. And I mentioned this. Sorry, Alan, I'm gonna let you speak just now. And I did mention this in the fact that, like, for being fair, there are problems. Women who do that thing that you're talking about, who say, I said no, when you know full well that you're interested in this person, and then eventually you say no, it affects, because now it breeds this mentality that no, women actually want to be pursued
but that's what they want.
multiple times, various times before they actually say no, no, I'm a woman, I'm telling
No,
you.
but I'm saying those
Sister is a
ones.
now
woman, she's telling you.
that's where the problem is. You want to base these things based on you and
On
as you
feelings.
two individuals representing the whole women. Sisa, you
No,
mentioned
we're
that.
not representing the whole
Wait.
women.
That's what you're saying. You are a woman, you know. Wait, Sisa, you mentioned that if you have an interest in me, I know. How do I know? Because there's mixed emotions when you speak to a girl. You say hello, they say this body language, they say this with their mouth, and now I'm supposed to know. Now you're interested. Then I stop back. You pursue, but you said no. How then do I know? You
No,
see,
but then
Who said
look,
no in the first place?
And
wait.
most of the
You
times, the
said
first
no.
time girls say no. Most of the times, the first
Yes,
time they say no.
most of the time because we just met in a mall. No, okay, cool, fine. I'll let you go. Tomorrow, you're the one who's following you, chasing me now. Now, I'll say no. Now it's an issue. So there's a problem with when you say, I will know when you're interested, because you guys send so many mixed emotions. We
no.
don't know who's who and what's happening. So it's very vague because you, Sisa, as an individual, you have a way of of taking of a different mannerism based on the next girl. So your no and the next girl no is different. And when you are interested, the way that you behave when you're interested is different from the next girl. So I wouldn't know, because remember, I've met you today and we're having a discussion. So you will say no or you say yes. I will know that you are interested or not, or probably just being polite. How then do I know? That's what I was saying in the beginning. You have so many prescriptions that you want us to know. So when I go to ask a girl to go out, I have an encyclopedia of all the approaches and all the emotions that Sisa can present, and I must know. Oh, okay, now this is a no. Oh no, now she's not saying no. Oh, now she's interested. It's very hard, and
Yeah.
and it is very hard for men out there to approach girls.
All right. A question for the ladies.
Because we don't know which one is the safe zone, which one is safer.
A question for the ladies. Are you guys okay with approaching guys and asking them out?
100%.
Or you're okay with that?
100%. If I like you and I feel like I want to you, I will come to you. And the thing is, if you are not interested, I will take my L and walk away. I'm not going to force myself onto you or try and convince you otherwise. It is what it is.
But you understand that? Do you understand that you are an exception? If you asked most of the girls if they
No, she's not an exception.
No, I'm not an exception. I'm not an exception.
Most girls
I'm not an exception.
approaching a guy, they would hardly do it.
I know many women who approach men, and when they say no, it ends there.
On a balance of probabilities, men approach.
I'm not a unicorn.
No. I'm saying on a balance of probabilities, girls do not approach men. Like let's be real. Let's not try to base it on personal opinions or personal experiences. Girls do not approach men. They might do certain things to try and draw his attention, but let's be realistic. Girls do not approach men on a balance of probabilities. On a balance of probabilities. Okay. Because in most cases, when they do that, they're probably going to be judged by other women that you chased him. On a balance of probabilities, girls do not approach men. Let's be real.
How do we move forward?
Rebuttal. Like if I'm wrong, like I would want to be like it's fine. I accept to be wrong, but on a balance of probabilities.
Generally, right? Generally, you would find that a man would approach a woman.
That's why I was saying she is an exception. That's why I was saying she is an exception.
No, she's not an exception. Do you know why I'll tell you why I'm not saying she's an exception. Mm-hmm. Generally, a man would approach a woman, but females also approach males.
In most cases, it doesn't
last. It might not be the same. No. Let's not. We're not talking about the length of the relationship and what had happened and what's going to happen. We're talking about that particular stage, right? Mm-hmm. But it might not be the same in terms of percentages, but women do approach men.
But that's why would you...
And okay, now to draw it back to our conversation, have you ever heard a man saying no and then I was scared for my life because she kept asking me out?
Because men want women. The thing is, that's what you don't understand. The things that men want from women and the things that women want from men are completely different. Guys, you need to understand that. Okay.
Yeah, but that then proves the point that we're trying to bring across in the fact that, like what we're talking about earlier, in that the levels men cannot comprehend the levels of threats that a woman has to experience, that a woman experiences, that a woman goes through by virtue of being a woman, even from a man that Allan is talking about, who is genuinely interested in a relationship with this woman.
Doesn't this come from the subconscious state?
No, it's not subconscious.
No.
It's real.
You guys haven't listened to what I'm saying. You're saying even though the man has good intentions, the woman is still going to be afraid. And I'm saying, isn't it because it's a subconscious thing where, because of their experience, their past experience, they are now judging this next person who has good intentions based on their past experience.
But we wouldn't know of the good intentions.
Because there's a probability that he can be an aggressor.
But you can only find out the good intentions if you give him a chance.
No,
that is only if I want to give him a chance as well.
No, Sisa, pause there. Not even if you want to give him a chance. Allan said you can only find out the probability if you give him a chance. But there's also a probability that you might rape and kill me.
Exactly.
Because
the same intentions of meeting you in a safe environment.
You mean there's a 30% chance that he's going to kill you?
Women go on dates.
There's
women go on dates, they still get killed.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Women are killed by their husbands.
There's a 30% chance.
Women are killed by. Okay. Oh, sorry. Continue.
There's a 30% chance that the person that you are going on a date with might kill you.
Which is a huge percentage.
And there's a 60% chance that he might not kill you.
70.
Yeah, 60 point something percent chance that he might 66.6%.
So is that okay?
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. But we are basing everything on the 33% when we are ignoring this.
No, but 33 they should be a 0%.
I understand that, but let's be realistic. This is the world that we live in. Because if we try to live everything based on emotions and shy away from reality, there are always risks to a lot of things that we do in life. But the things, what I'm saying is, you are raising a child to believe that every man that she sees is trash. That's going to be engraved in even me too. I'm raising a daughter. She's going to grow up thinking men are trash. She's going to look at men and be like, men are trash. Is that true? I am her father. I'm the one who's protecting her. She's got brothers who are protecting her. When you call the police, let's say you're in that situation of police or sexual harassment or whatever. When a female cop shows up compared to a male cop shows up, of course, in South Africa, it's a problem, a different story. But who do you think has got the chance of protecting you even more?
That's let me say this right. Let's get back to the 30%, 70% probability. And I don't want to use your daughter.
But the 30% is the same as the paternity fraud, which you said it's a low number. You guys
no, listen. But with paternity fraud, no one is dying, is there?
Oh,
it's just unfortunate that you are raising a child who's not yours.
That's the problem. The thing is, you guys, you think
one is injured, is there?
Oh my goodness! So you think someone raising a kid for 18 years or more, thinking that it's his child, and then finding out 18 years old. I mean, after 18 years that he's invested all his life in everything, it's okay.
It's not okay.
But
we're not comparing it to.
You can't compare them. You can't compare how you feel compared to.
Exactly.
Yes. 100% you can't compare them.
But that's what I'm saying. There's coming up with the name men are trash. I asked you guys a question. When you call cops to try and help you, who do you prefer to show up to protect you?
Someone who is trained to handle the situation.
No. I'm saying there's a female cop and a male cop. Let's be realistic.
And let me tell you something also at the same time. I'm going to respond to that. There are multiple incidents of women going to police stations and having the same people who are supposed to protect them now then perpetrate perpetrate the same thing that they are going to report.
Mm-hmm.
So I think your question is flawed in that respect. To say who are you going to prefer?
But you didn't answer. You didn't respond to that question.
Oliver, let me finish. My mom was a social worker. I don't know how many times she now then had to go to police stations where it was a situation where a woman went in to go and report rape. And after reporting rape, the same police officer that she reported the rape to raped her within the police station. And those are stories that are not rare. They're not shocking. They're not shocking because of
they start to add to your trauma.
For them to be shocking.
And they add to your trauma, asking you, what were you wearing? What were you doing there? What had happened? Tell us the story again. Where is this person? How do you know this person? How can we verify that what you're saying is true? You're adding to the trauma.
So they shouldn't ask that.
So if someone says they've been raped, they've been raped.
Okay.
No, look, Memo.
That's a
Now
very dangerous, very, very dangerous thing.
now you're missing the point. Because remember, people come. There's so many people that have been claimed to be raped when they're not being
No,
raped.
that's the
This is South
thing.
Africa we're
I
talking
think it's
about.
nicer to say when
And
you
and
haven't experienced that in your close family, because if someone, your close relative, has been accused of rape when they haven't done it, are you going to say the same things that you're saying, that we shouldn't ask any questions? There's someone that you
What
love.
questions should we ask in
No,
this
I'm saying
case?
someone that you love, a man, is being accused of rape by a woman, and he didn't do it because the woman
The
is
thing is,
just. Are you
the
saying we shouldn't
problem
ask
with
questions? No, I'm asking. Are you going to be okay with not asking questions if it's
let
someone
me
that
let
you
me
you
say this.
know?
I'll answer you. Let me answer you that. Let me answer that, right? Let me answer that. The problem with asking questions, it's two issues to this story, right? You get, I'm not disputing. Like, I need for you to get me right now. I'm not at all disputing that there are women who would now lie on men just to be spiteful or whatever, for whatever reason. I'm not disputing that. But that still is being said. There are me women who experience these things, right? And
That's
now
true.
just to answer your question with a question. Now imagine you've been raped. Someone that you love. Now you see, I'm also putting it personally to you. Someone that you love has been sexually assaulted.
But you haven't answered
They've
my
been
question
sexually
first.
violated.
You haven't
Listen,
answered
I'm
mine,
asking with a question,
but it
right?
doesn't work
They've
that
been
way.
sexually violated, and then you go to the police station, and then they start bombarding her with questions when she's in trauma. Is that something that's workable?
I will ask. I will respond to your question after you answer my question.
I can respond that. I can respond to your question.
No, I will
So
respond to your
so
question.
we
I
need
have
to.
an answer for it, but I want you to
Okay.
respond to my question, because responding to a
What she's
question with a
probably
question.
thinking. Why she probably she's still thinking of a response. And let me just quickly come in there. So Memo, I understand where you're coming from when you say they're in trauma. They're being asked questions. Unfortunately, when one is being raped, they go to the hospital. There's questions, there's documents that needs to be filled, and an investigation needs to be done, and they need to go all of these other checks where they need to be checked medically. So you have questions that you need to answer, and there is trained officers that deals with sexual assaults that they know how to answer that. There is medical officers that deals with sexual assaults that need to answer those things. Unfortunately, it is a criminal case. A criminal case comes with investigation, and question needs to be asked. So as much as she may be in trauma, and as much as she may have gone through the worst, those questions needs to be asked to able to pin the other person. So if there is no evidence whatsoever, as much as she may be claimed to be she claiming or she is raped, that guy is not going to be done anything. So we need those information to be able to
Fight in
arrest the other
court.
one,
Yeah.
the guy.
So it's to
Because
Yeah,
protect the
but
there
woman
then,
at
is
the
but
end
there
of
then
the
that
is
day.
also
wait
answers
wait wait
Oliver's question.
there's cases of rape that have been set aside in court where the guy is actually raped, but there was no evidence. And
Because
But
no questions were
unfortunately,
asked.
it may be no question asked, or something happened and then there was no evidence that was taken. It's so unfortunate that those girls then have gone through that trauma, and yet the perpetrator has not been is
Charged.
not paying for that, being charged. So it is very very dangerous when you say when they go to the police station or when go to the hospitals that are being asked questions that are being traumatizing them. Unfortunately, we need to get to know what happened for documentation sake, because it's a criminal case. There is no criminal case where you say, I've been robbed, I keep quiet, I'm traumatized, don't ask me questions, this person must be arrested. Unfortunately not. As much as she may be a female that has been went through this whole thing, questions needs to be asked, and so the people that the people that are being accused can then be charged.
but then
So
okay,
it
yes.
is one thing to feel about these victims from a spectator side. It's another thing when you are in the system to see how they go through.
Because it's
And
going
some
to
of
be
But the
them,
worse
thing,
when they don't have the evidence, and then
yes,
that person walks scot free
true.
because you say don't
If
ask me
if you have been
questions.
if you've been through
No, but
a
then
court
the thing
case,
is,
I
I want to say this, guys. The issue of rape, right? As we're progressing with this discussion, I'm also seeing other things in the fact that it's not as clear cut. The issue of sexual harassment, rape, and whatnot is not as clear cut. Why? Because what Allan is saying is true. I agree with you. But then you also get issues like Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, of people where there's no physical proof, but someone had said that this person did this to me, however many years ago.
And it's easier
The issue
to believe,
of
right?
in South Africa, what's that? Bonang's ex-boyfriend. What's his name?
Euphonic.
Sisa? Euphonic, yes, who's been accused of raping, but there is no proof. Even the other lady, that other lady, DJ, what? Who had said that this man accused me, this man raped me in a hotel room, but and then it turned out that she was only bitter because the other guy was
Lady
married,
Zama.
and she found out that he was married.
Yeah.
Lady Zama, yes, that's right, Lady Zama, yeah. So it's a very nuanced topic that really has a lot of gray areas. I think that's also another thing that I'm seeing in that.
with the men are trash thing, there's no nuance. It's once a girl says something, then that's what happened. Don't ask questions.
But isn't that also because of the fact that men perpetuate most of the time?
But look at the lady Zama. Do you know Java ever since then? He's just like now like a C-list artist. He has suffered his family, the people that he employed, and everyone. That's why I'm saying questions are very important to ask, so that no one loses. Because at the end of the day, if we had done something and because so are you saying I'm supposed to I'm supposed to believe someone simply because of their gender? That's what qualifies whether they're telling the truth or not.
I just want to indicate that the absence of evidence doesn't mean that rape or sexual assault or harassment of any form did not happen.
But does it mean that it happened?
It doesn't negate the fact that the assault could have happened.
But does it mean it happened as well? Because it's both sides.
What?
We have to look at both sides. Because someone said something happened, does it mean that it happened?
That's why I think you can qualify what Allan said in investigating.
Which is why I'm saying questions need to be asked.
It's such a private crime.
Which is why I'm saying questions, they need to be asked. It's necessary for that for that fact, because it's not everyone who's going to say that this happened to me who's actually telling the truth. Then what happens to the guys who suffer those losses where they are accused of things that they didn't do? Because now where we are with the whole men are trash, we are at a point where we say, if right now, Sisa, you just say, you post on Twitter and say, Oliver raped me. That's it. I'm dead. I'm gone forever. I'm cancelled.
Can I give you a rebuttal for that?
Mm-hmm.
Can I honestly? Do you know that in South Africa, of all reported rape cases, only 14% go to trial, and even still, convictions are only at 7%.
I'm not disputing that rape happens. I'm not saying rape should. What happens to the false ones? If we just say don't ask questions, I'm not saying rape does not exist, but don't you see the dangers of saying we shouldn't ask questions?
Questions must be asked. I am not disputing that questions must be asked. I'm not disputing that, because I think questions are important in ascertaining what happened and getting our conviction. But even when we do it right, even when we don't take a shower after having been raped, even when we go and we file the charge, there is only literally a 14% chance that my case is going to go to trial. How many women have to live next door to people that raped them?
No, that part I don't support. I don't support that, Sisa. I don't support. If someone has been raped,
the reality of
exactly that part I understand.
The reality of the situation that most women are living in.
And it's wrong.
But Sisa,
And it's wrong.
How many women are going to the office knowing that, you know what, hey, this man tried to force himself on me?
I'm not disputing that.
How many
I'm not disputing that. You are
first,
right,
which I think
150% right. You are right. It's true. It happens. People who do certain things, they're not brought to book. They're not held to account for their actions. That's wrong. I'm not disputing that. It's wrong. Like something has to be done about that. I'm not disputing that. It's wrong. Like all the cases, they have to go to trial, and women are supposed to get their justice. I'm not disputing that. If they have suffered rape or gender-based violence and stuff like that, they are supposed to get their justice. I'm not disputing that. My point was, with those who say do not ask questions, I think it's kind of defeats the whole purpose, because sometimes it also benefits. No, I'm saying there are people who say don't ask questions. You have to believe whatever she says. If she says she's been raped, you have to believe her. Simply why?
But the reason why the issue, look, it's not entirely don't ask questions, but I think the reason the don't ask questions came in the context of not so much like don't investigate. I think there's a difference in don't ask questions and don't investigate. He came in the context that sometimes the questions that are asked are actually bringing trauma to the victim more than actually finding the solution to the problem or trying to figure out what had happened. Right. So I think that's where that's coming from. And I actually agree with you in the fact that invest, because this is a criminal offense and it needs to be dealt with in such a manner. Right. However, the issue, on the flip side of the coin, you do get women who lie. I'm not disputing that. Women who go on ahead and lie and say this is what had happened to me when nothing actually happened, because they are being spiteful to these particular individuals, right? In that case, still,
I think
it,
we
it,
seem
it's
to be on the same page. I think we seem to be on the same page to a certain extent.
just said
I think we seem to be on the
because
same page, because I'm agreeing with you, ladies, that it's unfair that there are men who are not held to account for their actions simply because they find their way to manipulate the system, or there's no that's true. That's crime. That's criminal. Like, I completely say, it's unfair for that. Whether it happens to anyone, whether it happens whoever it happens to, when there's a criminal case and someone did something, it would give the other person not even peace, because something has been taken away from them. It will not even if you go to prison, it's not going to equate to what you've taken away from them. Other people actually have kids from rape, and it's a huge burden. You get what I'm saying? So I completely understand with you ladies when it comes to that. Like, and I know that from the stats that we have, most perpetrators of rape are men. That part, I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to dispute that. And they might have their reasons, but they're not justified. Whatever reason that they have, they are invalid, because you are exercising whatever rights you might think you have, but you're depriving someone else of their rights. So I don't agree with that. I completely disagree with that. I don't think it's fair for anyone to impose themselves sexually on another human being without consent. I completely agree with that. And that's me saying everyone needs to be accountable for their actions. Everyone needs to be accountable for their actions. But my problem with the men are trash movement, if you look at most of the movement, they don't specifically say this. It's like the Black Lives Matter. It's not like white people are trash, because even in South Africa, it's not like you guys have hashtag white people are trash. In as much as they might have killed us, in as much as they treat us like trash, in as much as they treat us like this, we don't say white people are trash. In as much as we have women who do certain things that are terrible, in society, we don't go around saying women are trash, because what it does is because if you continue to hear the same words over and over again, like for me, I would be happier with the hello. I would be
With
happier with a hashtag that says, like standing with women, standing with women against rape, or standing with women against violence. Because oh damn, I don't know what's happening with it. Standing with women against this and this, because you know what it does when you say we're standing with women. Hello.
I'm here. I can hear you.
It also
I can hear you.
includes
Keep going.
me. If I'm hearing that I'm standing with women and I have women in my house and I'm standing with women, it gives me that where I'm like, I'm standing with women. I'm standing with this person. I'm standing with this person because they are fighting for. In as much as I might not be a victim of that crime, at least I'm standing with them because I'm supporting their cause. Because when you say men, because I have a friend of mine who visited South Africa from the States, and then he got to South Africa when people were doing the hashtag men are trash. He was so offended. He was like, but what did I do? Like, even if we say men are trash without further explaining what we are talking about or the agenda and stuff like that, it has this negative connotation where we're just throwing words out there and we're just saying stuff. I'm not saying that men are pure or men are saints. They have done terrible things. I acknowledge that. I'm not going to dispute it. But the ones, do you think it's encouraging for them? Because you guys are looking at it from your emotions and your pain and your suffering. But the ones who are not perpetrators of the same crimes that you guys are talking about, don't you think they'll be more encouraged if they feel like they're included? Because we are taking a whole gender and just assassinating it and saying this gender is trash. So how?
But the reason why women say men are trash.
But it's coming from a woman's perspective. It's coming from a woman's perspective.
That it should encourage.
I understand that we should encourage.
I don't think that it should encourage.
This is my thing. When you say that men are trash, we're not even saying it from a point of trying to assassinate everyone.
But that's what you guys know because you're women.
Let me finish. I gave you a chance to speak.
Okay.
But I think also at the same time, men will consistently always benefit from a system that has always been designed to protect them.
Now, we'll talk about that later. We're still talking about the men are trash.
Let me reiterate. I'm trying to explain my point. I'm trying to explain my point in the fact that, as a man, right, it is very easy for a man to abuse or rape or assault a woman and live his best life for an inevitable amount of time while a woman has to wait for justice. I'll give you an example of even Nicki Minaj's brother, who was accused of sexually assaulting and raping his stepdaughter. A court case that took 3 to 4 years. It took 3 to 4 years, and he was convicted by virtue of the fact that her baby brother saw what happened. But initially, when this case was reported multiple times, people didn't believe it because the idea was that this woman is trying to frame Nicki Minaj's brother. But facts were facts when it was proved that the victim actually experienced this. Men will always... The thing is, for men, it's very easy also for them to waylay the hands of justice coming to them by virtue of the fact that men are very able to actually divert the attention off of them by asking inflammatory questions as well to make women seem like, this woman is crazy. This woman is jealous of my success. Oh no, this woman wants my money.
But there are instances where it's a fact.
And this is my thing. How many men do you know of that will actually call out their brothers for beating their wives? That will vilify their pastors on a public platform for beating their daughters unnecessarily? How many men do you know who do that? So you might be a good guy, but are you really a good guy if all you can do is be silent?
So are you saying men, they don't vilify their people that they know for hitting their wives?
No, I don't believe that. because I know too many men who haven't.
And they have not been asked by their fellow brothers, like, why we like don't hit your wife or stuff like that. Don't do that.
I'll even give you an example. When I was in varsity, a man tried to beat me outside the girls' dormitory. I had to defend myself. Not one man came to rescue me. The only person who pulled this man off me was a woman. The
So
only
he
people that
just
pulled
saw
this
you
man
outside the
off me
hostel and then he
were
just
women.
came towards you.
Of course, it didn't happen that way because this man was trying to hit my friend. And he was a known person for beating women. He was known for it.
Okay.
But of course, by virtue of the fact that he was from a wealthy family, we need to protect income coming to the college.
Okay. Okay. I completely understand what you're saying. And of course, what happened and what you guys went, but the thing is, whatever, the fact that he was trying to hit you is still a crime. Whatever you might have done to him,
100%.
or if you had done something to him, he was also supposed
Did
to
nothing
report
to that
that
man.
as a crime. So, hello?
Yeah, no, it's load shedding this side, so network is a problem.
Oh, I
Okay.
get it. Okay, so here's
Okay.
my situation with that Sisa. I'm not saying women are not abused. I'm not saying women are not hit by men. That's a fact. We might, in as much as one might try to run away from it, that's a fact. My question is, on the other hand, are women abusive towards men?
There's no denial of that fact. There's no denial of that fact.
But
But
it's not that
Before
important.
we get to women being abusive, right? Can I ask a question? To the platform in that, why is there such a defensive why is there so much defense
yes,
towards this men are trash movement? Why do you feel the need to be defensive?
Okay, it's like right now.
What are you defending yourself against?
No, it's not like it's the term. I'm saying, is it serving the purpose that you guys are trying? Because at the end of the day, some men who are actually trying to stand with you, they feel discouraged. They're like, oh, okay, if I'm trash, then it's cool. The same way Sisa was saying, like, guys were watching her when she was being abused. Like, do they if you're still
But
gonna call them
don't you?
trash
But
after that? What like?
no, this is the thing. Let me pause on that. In that, if a woman is being abused, that man who's abusing that woman is trash, right? The guy who's watching while a woman is being abused is trash.
But the thing is,
guy
even if
who
he
says that
even if he
it's a
saves,
problem because you're calling me. Listen, Pella. If the guy was saying it's a problem because you're calling me trash, so I'm not going to help out. That also makes you part of the problem.
okay,
Don't you think that?
let's be realistic. A guy who's trying to defend you is putting his life on the line. So you want him to be killed for you, and then after he dies for trying to protect you, they still hashtag men are trash. Because there are a number of men who have died trying to protect women.
The context is that.
But that's what you guys know. That's what I'm saying. You guys view it from a female lens. You don't view it from a guy's perspective. So you're okay with it because it benefits you, right?
I have read men are trash philosophies and whatnot from a men's point of view.
But you understand, but you know that when you lie women by, you know that it's not like all men are okay with it. They're just going, because if you say it the way I'm saying it, you're going to be called, toxic, or you're not sensitive and stuff like that. But most of them, they're not okay with it. No one wants to be called anything. Even you, I don't think you'd want to be called anything negative. No one would want to be called anything negative. You wouldn't want me to judge your character based on how other females. I know it happens, but are you okay with it when people says girls are gold diggers or girls are this and that?
But it's nothing new to us.
But I'm saying, do you like it? My question is, do you like it? My question is, do you like it? Are you okay with that?
It is because we know that those women are there.
Are you okay with being called that?
not. So why should I take offense?
No, I'm saying you're okay with. Are you saying if someone just shows up and just says, women are this, or you're okay with that? I think that's a negative thing. I don't support it. I don't support anyone saying women are this or women are that, like in a way, in an insulting way. I don't support that. If you're okay with it, it's actually.
Hello, can I?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, I need to comment on three things.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is the men are trash part. Why are we feeling defending about that whole thing? Then they give an example of men watching another man abusing a woman. We are in South Africa where it's very difficult now to defend anyone being abused, because you go there to try to defend that lady, your life is gone. You are killed. So it's very hard now to actually protect not even a woman, but any other person that's being physically abused or anything. It's very hard in South Africa. The second part is when earlier Sisa mentioned people are being abused, when she mentioned percentages, certain percentages have been cases have been reported and nothing has been done. The unfortunate part is in South Africa where the system is corrupt, and that system, it is the police system that is fraud that needs to be dealt with. And as much as there is a certain percentage of women that have raped and their cases have never reached court, it is beyond our control. As much as corruption is there, dockets are missing, and all those things, we can't, from as an individual, I cannot control that. And look, as much as these men are trash and seem as if we are defending it, we are not defending it. My problem is this men are trash thing. It's being misused by some people. If you go in any platform, social media, one person does this. Oh, just because men are trash.
Because they've been cheated on.
Men are trash. Yes, they're being cheated on. Men are trash. There is certain instances that you guys are highlighting that are valid for
the men are trash movement. Yeah.
But yes. But now this has been fluid to be used in appropriate circumstances. Just because I know a hashtag, I might throw it in the conversation.
Exactly.
That's where my problem is.
And it's because of the negative connotation of men are trash. So if we stay men standing with women against this, a woman who's been cheated on cannot use men standing with women to try and attack someone simply because they are facing their personal problems. They're not going to say hashtag men are standing with women. But then if you just use a negative hashtag, anyone who has any problem with any men that they're dealing with, they're just going to use the same hashtag. And they're going to start misusing the same hashtag. And now it defeats the purpose of the actual reason why we're trying to push for this movement. Because I don't support women being abused. I don't support them being raped. But I'm saying the term that we're using is going to be manipulated, because we know, like I said, women show aggression by manipulation and verbal abuse. They are going to take that and use that to fight their own wars in their whatever bedroom issues that they have, and then tomorrow they're back together, everything is fine. But guess what? The numbers on the men are trash are increasing, and the actual victims, now because now there's all this questioning as to men are feeling some type of way. I don't think it serves the purpose. I think it has been there for a long time, and it seems as if the number of cases are actually increasing, because I think some of them, they actually believe that we are trash. It's fine. That's who we are.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, ma'am.
I think. Look, ultimately, the issue of men are trash becomes a problem when it's individualized. If you look at it as an attack on you as a person.
For me, it's not an attack on me. For me, it's not an attack on me.
Listen.
That's why I'm saying. So I just need to control something, fella. Because people might think I'm trying to say I'm in my feelings. No, me personally, I know who I am. But all I'm saying is, because it's like a negative term, I'm coming up with a solution, it's a suggestion, which I feel like most people will be willing to jump on board and say, okay, hashtag standing with women against abuse and rape and stuff like that, because it's like a positive. It shows that there is a positive outcome that we are aiming at, because we are standing and fighting against what the perpetrators and saying enough is enough. So we are working together. We are working together. It's not like, a fight between, because now the reason why other people can use that to their advantage is because of the term. It's because the term is easy to manipulate. The term is easy to flip.
But let me say this, right? I hear you, and when I say this, when I say individually, I'm not particularly referring to you. I'm just talking about it from the context of the discussion that we're having, in that sometimes it can be problematic to say men are trash. And I'm also saying that the reason why it can be problematic is because the men then tend to take it and make it individual. They tend to take it as a personal attack on them, as individuals. They tend to take it and feel the need to be defensive, even though they have not perpetuated any sort of violence on women. And I'm saying that is actually not the issue here, right? If you brought about the example of Black Lives Matter, you also get why people who are like, no, but all lives matter, or blue lives matter. That is not the point of the discussion. It's not about you as a white person. The focus is on this issue. And I think the same principle applies under this men are trash thing.
No, I don't think it's the same, because Black Lives Matter is not saying...
Hashtag in that, listen, the hashtag of men are trash, in that the issue is about the behavior of men. Look, you were saying something very important in saying that let's stand together. Why don't you come up with a positive hashtag which says let's stand together in supporting women, or whatever, something catchy or whatever, right? Which is good. But that even in itself, there will still be a problem of men attacking women. You get what I'm saying? The issue is not you as a person or the man who is innocent. The issue is the gender perpetuating violence on another gender.
No,
that is the issue.
I'm not
here.
disputing that.
The issue is men who are killing women, who are sexually assaulting women, who are going to drink and becoming drunk, and they come back and they beat on their wife, who are sexually assaulting children, who are perpetuating violence. That is the issue. So the issue is not so much no, me, I'm innocent as a person, I never did anything, so therefore why am I being attacked? No. If you look at it like that, then it defeats the purpose of the hashtag altogether. In any setup, right, you will get people who will bring about negativity. It's unfortunate that the term is negative. But like, even when you bring about the hashtag that you want to bring about, there's also going to be problems with that, because you will get women that you were talking about earlier, who will say, I've been raped, when they know that nothing happened. To a point where women will go and assault themselves physically and go and report to the police and say, this person beat me up, so that this person can be put in prison for no reason. So with any issue,
I think she got disconnected.
Yeah. No, I understand it. And I think there's a certain
always
disconnect.
Going to be a
I think there's like a disconnect, because the fact that she's admitting that there are women who do certain things and lie and stuff like that, does that then
there's always going to be issues that...
Does that then qualify them to be also under women are trash? Because you guys are actually admitting that women do this, women do that, women do that.
So
does it then qualify? Does it then qualify them? Because I need to understand, like, if it doesn't qualify them, what's making them immune from being trash if they are doing these things?
It's just that the center of discussion here is not women. The center of discussion is men's behavior towards women.
I'm not disputing that. No, I'm not. Those things I'm not disputing.
There are things that women do. We can talk about it.
No, but no one really talks about it.
Why do women do this or whatever? No, we can. That's what I'm saying. We can talk about it.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
We can talk about it.
You understand that we have highlighted a situation where we're saying one gender is wrong and the other gender is right, because we have made it about men are this. Because when a little child is growing, and they are told that men are trash, they are not going to be there to understand that women also have their flaws and stuff. To them, it's just the way it is, what they hear. Men are the ones who are trash. Women are perfect. That's why I was saying that negative.
No one is saying women are perfect, I think.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what it sends. Because if you're just saying one gender is trash, it's like one gender has to account, but is the other gender also accounting for their actions? That's what I'm saying. Because if we unite and say we are fighting against these problems, we are fighting against these problems as men and women. Because as it is right now in society, there is this thing, there's a very huge division between men and women. I don't know if you guys see it, but like there's a huge fight between men and women. Like it's like a competition, which is unnecessary, which is completely unnecessary. And the division keeps getting worse. And that's even how we as Africans were colonized. The divide and what they did. We hate each other to the point where, everything is a mess. Like, every time you hear men talking about women, it's negative. Every time you hear women talking about men, it's negative. And do we want to live in a society like that where everything about women is negative, everything about men is negative? Because we have sons, we have daughters that we are raising. Are we going to raise them to, like, stick to all, like, for me, to be honest, it's kind of heartbreaking. I feel like we have made society to be something that's very, very negative, and just we don't even point out the positives about women, the positives about men. It's always negative. And I think it's going to be terrible in the foreseeable future, because men think women are terrible, women think men are terrible. So how are we going to unite?
Okay, I think some of these problems and some of these issues, it's just social issues. It's social issues that have been there, that will always be there because of the differences in humanity. I think that's what it is. It's just that now we're talking about it from a gender perspective. It could be tribalism, it could be race, it could be whatever, right? It's just social issues that will always be there. And it's having platforms like this to address them. It's good. Coming up with solutions is good. But can we put an end to it?
We have to. That part I understand. But the thing is, nowadays, most men, they think women are gold diggers, women are this. Women think men are this and men are this. And that's the communities that we are raising. Those are the kids that we are raising. We even use the same kids to fight each other. If you're a single mom, you use your kids to tell them that your father is this, your father is that, just trying to score points. That's what I'm saying, that this division, it seems as if things are going to get worse before they even get better. I don't know. I don't have the numbers, but probably the number of people who are being killed are actually rising. And we will continue to say men are trash. Until when? Because we need to unite as men and women. We need to teach our boys to respect. Because here's the thing. This is what I would, like, for me, if I'm to tell my daughter, a man should never put his hands on you. And you should never put your hands on a man, because you're not able to defend yourself if he retaliates. So never put your hands on a man, because physically he's stronger than you. So don't even try and do that. I will tell my son, do not hit women, because it's accountability on both sides. Because you find women who come and hit you, they slap you, and then when you retaliate, because the thing is, once you do that as a female and you also call for equality, some men will take it as if, oh, we are equal. You are challenging me as a man. You're fighting with me. I also have to defend myself. I have to retaliate. But the thing is, when they hit you, it's going to be more painful. It's going to be more, like, there will be more damage there. So we shouldn't encourage